Hi there, my name's Tina Louise Spalding. I am a trance channel, and today I'm going to ask Jesus to come through and address a couple of subjects that have come up as a result of his previous channelings. The first one is this idea of turning the other cheek and what is actually meant by that teaching. And another question that was presented was why he was asking us to act in the world when the teachings of A Course in Miracles are very much not to do that. So those are both good questions. So I am going to take a couple of breaths and he will come through and hopefully he will answer those questions. Sometimes they come at questions in a different way than we ask them. So hang in there and he'll probably get to it by the end of the video. So I will see you at the end of the session. I'm returned to continue the teachings. Your interpretation of some of the scriptures have been distorted by the editing that was done to them. My teachings were complete, they were balanced, they were informed from non-physical. So I was receiving in my incarnation direct communications, very much as this communication is happening. So there were no inconsistencies, there were no gaps, there were no misunderstandings, let us say. But through the evolution of your relationship with the hierarchical structures that took over the teaching, for you must remember that the beings that eliminated me from the world decided to carry on the teachings that I had brought into their neighborhood, so to speak. So there is a contradiction there, there is a conflict of interest there, and you must use your logical mind to see that this is so, that the hierarchical structures of that time and day, political organizations, that is what they were not religions at that time, they were political and financial institutions that were running the countries in which I practiced my ministry. And so you must understand that that was their priority. Their priority was to continue on a lucrative business, and that was not what I was teaching, of course. So there was a profound contradiction between their philosophy and my philosophy. And you must again use your logical mind to understand what has been done to my teachings over the centuries. So the idea of turning the other cheek, not attacking somebody who is attacking you, is a demonstration of your understanding of the rules of creation. Your experience here is a reflective one. Your world is a reflection of your consciousness. So if you are being attacked by what you perceive to be the outside world, you are misunderstanding the lesson of that experience if you attack back. And this is one of the fundamental problems in your society right now. You see a problem and you attack it. Well, any problem, any negativity, any lack of abundance or fear manifested in the world, this can be a conflict or your refugee crisis, for example. What you are seeing in those situations is a manifestation of a lack of love. And so if you attack any situation, literally or figuratively, you are going to be increasing that lack of love. And so in the principle that was discussed in that teaching, turning the other cheek, you are in fact not adding attack to attack. You are in fact adding love to attack, and that is the only way to solve that particular problem. But this was a metaphor. There are, of course, physical realities where if you are being attacked by somebody in a dark alley somewhere, you may very well wish to defend yourself. This was a form of speech, let us say, that in general if you are able to resist attack, and this is the truth of the matter, for most of you, you are not attacked by villains in dark alleyways that you may wish to defend yourself against. You are attacking back from a misaligned word, or somebody looking at you strangely, or somebody exhibiting a mood that you do not like. We are clear that most of your attacking of others is done internally. It is not even spoken. It is just thought about repeatedly over and over again. And remember, your thoughts are creative. So when you are attacking in the mind, you are indeed attacking back. These principles are thoroughly investigated in the book called A Course in Miracles, and it is important that you come to these new teachings, these teachings that are coming through on these video discussions, with a thorough understanding of the teachings that I taught, and that is where they are contained. They are not contained in the King James translation of the Bible that has been edited and manipulated to suit the powers that were in charge of the financial and political systems at that time. You must understand this, that it has been profoundly edited, and there is very little about my life in there, and that is why I have written a book through this particular being, so that you can hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. As for acting in the world to assist your brothers and sisters, this is along the same lines. You are witnessing a situation that has been propagated by a lack of love. This is what I meant when I said that the West is taking and taking and taking. It is not investing in its own healthy systems. It is not cultivating its own clean energy, which is a perfectly viable economic development. It is a lucrative business to get in. The consumption of oil in the Middle East, the disruptions of the political systems in the Middle East because of the oil consumption, is directly related to the West. And if the West pulled out of the Middle East and left them to their own devices, eventually they would find their own balance. And the West could, through kind-hearted humanitarian programs, offer those governments assistance. If they indeed spent the money offering assistance that they spend blowing things up, then you would see a very different world indeed. So this is a lack of love that you are witnessing in these desperate people's lives, and we are encouraging you to love through action, because it is only through action that you can see different results. When you have a belief system and you act in accord with that belief system, let us say you believe you are powerless to affect the world, and so you act in accord with that, passively sitting in your life, focusing on what you want. But if you have a belief that says, I can change the world, I can affect, I can help, I can love this place into healing, then you are going to act in accord with that belief. And if you all acted in accord with that belief that you can change the world, that your voice is important, that those people in office will have to listen to you if there are enough of you speaking up, then you are going to have a new experience, and you are going to see that through this defending your brothers and sisters, asking your governments to spend your money, yes, your money, on their well-being rather than the bombs and the weapons, then you would see that you are adding love to the situation, and it will change. So remember, everything you see on your television screens, everything you see, feel, experience that is negative is a lack of love, and attack will not heal it. It will make it worse, because it is going to move that situation further away from love. Add love to every situation that is lacking love, and you will see a difference, and you will begin, as you do it regularly, to notice a difference in how you feel, in the world you look upon, and the relationships that you are involved in. It is difficult for you with the training that you have to understand some of these principles, but that is why we are coming forth. That is why we are bringing these messages to you, so that you can relearn, because you have been taught so many untruths and you are suffering because of it. Many of you on this world are suffering because of it. We are that one you know as Jesus, and we are here to help re-educate you, to help turn you towards the light, turn you towards love, so that everything you do is focused on loving yourself and other. And if you do that, you will see a drastic shift, not only in your own experience, but that world that you are seeing represented out there on those television screens. But we will warn you, do not watch television too much. Dip in for a few minutes until you feel bad and then get out if you feel that you need to see. But you are going to have a much greater effect on your world if you change your mind, change your thought system, and begin to tap into that endless power that you call God. We will speak to you another time. Okay. I was asked to speak to how I feel when I come out of these communications, so I'll do it briefly here. With Ananda, I am less deeply immersed in the energy. Jesus is a very strong energy, and so when I open my eyes, I'm often surprised at what I see. And there seems to be a lot more emotion felt in my body as I'm channeling him. But I'm very fortunate. I seem to be able to go in and out of these altered states of consciousness very quickly. And so hopefully that helps you understand. I do get energized in the short videos. If I'm channeling for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, I do get tired and I need to replenish myself after that. But it's a fun experience, and I feel very privileged to be able to share these messages with you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.